Okay, so joining us today is an amazing woman. So when I say amazing, I mean it. So what's special about her? She loves helping young entrepreneurs how to venture their proposed business, just like you. And she is a passionate accounting teacher for 7 years. Presently, she is taking up a Master of Science in Public Policy and Management at the Carnegie Mellon University, Australia. She is a graduate of Master in Business Administration at the University of Immaculate Conception, and she is a graduate of Bachelor of Science in Accountancy at the Holy Cross of Davao College, a class valedictorian in Maryknoll School of Lambohon, and a class salutatorian in Lambuhon Elementary School. As an accredited accounting teacher, she is currently a full-time college professor, an MBA or a Master in Business Administration professor, and CDS coordinator at the University of Immaculate Conception. She is also working as a part-time college professor at the Philippine Women's College, Davao City. Her previous work experience includes as a financial systems analyst in forecasting and planning technologies incorporated in Makati City, a former college finance head and a college instructor at the Holy Child School of Davao, and I'm proud to say, a former part-time instructor, a student assistant at the Holy Cross of Davao College. Her research contribution entitled Voluntary Disclosure Index for Publicly Listed Companies, Status of the Philippine Internet Corporate Reporting. Her professional organizations includes a member of the Philippine Institute of Certified Public Accountant or PICPA and a member of the National Association of Certified Public Accountants in Education or NACPE. She is one of my former brilliant students in basic finance. Today, she will be sharing with you her expertise in the financial aspect of your business plan. Let's welcome Ms. Jennifer D. Amora, CPA, MBA. Thank you so much to have you, Ms. Jen, and thank you so much for joining us in this virtual seminar.
Ayan, so good morning everyone. Thank you very much Ma'am Lori Bell for the very thoughtful introduction. Mura ko feeling ako mag-guest speaker ko sa kanang graduation. Good morning to the Dean, Sir Raul Hempesao. Good morning, sir. And to the students.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning po. And to the students of Holy Cross of Davao College, good morning. I am really excited. Mas gwapo ta nino kung naadjud ta sa Holy Cross. I'm excited to share my expertise in preparing the financial plan of a business plan. So actually, informal lang tama ma, okay lang. Medyo
No problem, Miss Jen.
Okay po. Formal kayo introduction ni Ma'am ba, no? Pero medyo jologs pwede ako. So let's do this informally. 3 days ago, I was just a little background. I was informed by Ma'am Lori Bell na she's asking for a template for financial plan, which I have because I have been preparing financial plan for the college program and the Masters in Business Administration program of UIC, and I have prepared literally hundreds of them. So I'll be happy to share the template. Kaya lang, medyo technical siya and it has a lot of formula. So I volunteered na I can do the training para pag makita ninyo ang template, dili mo ma-shock sa iyahan, no? So, para you don't need to pay much time in preparing the financial plan. Kasi most of the time when you prepare for business plan, dapat nakafocus mo especially sa marketing and not really sa financial plan because in UIC, we pay for financial consultants to prepare the financial plan. Kasi if students will prepare, it will take like a lot of time for them to prepare kasi di nila mabalanse ang balance sheet, no? Tapos, yeah, it usually takes you like a week to prepare the financial plan. Mo na always akong ginaingon, ano mapabuhat pa man mo financial plan, bayarin na lang ko ninyo in 2 hours, mahuman na siya. And sometimes when financial plans are prepared, although I understand in your format, it's in the end of the business plan. When the financial plan is prepared the business plan will have a clearer view because everything that you write in the business plan is naka-marry siya into your financial plan. Dapat consistent siya dito. So, useless ang first part if it's not consistent with the financial plan. So, let's say, you already have prepared ang tawag doon, parang, ang tawag doon, I can't find the word. Very beautiful na management organization. Tapos pag abot sa financial plan, dili ninyo siya kaya bayaran. So, useless in your preparation. So, sometimes, even if it's the last part, it's better that it's done the first part. But anyway, so we will proceed na. If you have questions, feel free to interrupt me sa chat box or you can just open your microphone for questions. Mag-share screen ako, ma'am. Yan. Can you see my screen?
Yes, Miss Jen.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. So, okay, so this is financial plan training. We will discuss a little bit about demand supply and then the financial plan, and then we'll have the appendices and the questions. I'm not sure if naamoy demand supply sa inyong format, but I will discuss this in case na lang din the school will adopt the demand supply format. Kasi for me, it's important because it gives us parang logical view of the financial statement, especially when it comes to your projections. Because ang demand supply analysis, siya ang nag-connect sa marketing plan to financial plan. So after that, we'll discuss the financial plan and then a little about appendices and we'll go to questions. So very short lang ni siya. Yes. Okay, so we'll start with the demand supply analysis. This is basic. I think this is common for all schools. You will first have to compute for the demand and then supply and then the demand supply analysis and the market share computation. So I will show you my Excel file. I will also give this to Ma'am Lori Bell para magamit niyo in case you will use but this will be short lang. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So this is the format. Sa template ako ang gi-prepare, lahat ng mga naka-orange are things that has no formula. That would mean those are the things that you have to change and the things that you can change. So, minsan kasi pag if I prepare financial plans, they usually don't like, dili nila gusto ginahilabtan ang ako ang ginabuhat kay basig mabungkag daw, which is possible because everything is connected to everything. So pag mabungkag din nyo siya, base problema mo nga dili ninyo siya mabalanse. But anyway, I made a very simple format para sa inyuhan to use. But for the demand supply, pwede dili nyo din siya gamiton, but I will discuss how is this being prepared. So, ang part sa this part, wait lang ako, anak. Okay. First is you have to compute for the demand. Module na siya ang una i-compute. So I understand wala muna ka survey, no? But usually the population is based on your you can have secondary data for the population. Okay, and dapat na naadri is kung unsa ang inyong market. So it doesn't mean that you do your business in Davao City, you will get the population in Davao City. Depende kung unsa inyong target market. So let's say District 1 lang, so you will only need the population in District 1. You also have to think kung unsa ba gyud inyong market, is that just District 1 or the household population of District 1. So I know na naana ni siya sa lesson ninyo sa marketing, no, market segmentation. So you segmentize. Let's say you're selling food. So are you selling food in Davao City? Yes. Is it in District 1 only? Yes. Is it in your barangay only? Yes. So ang population mo is your barangay. Are you targeting the household and not the person? So streamline mo siya into household population. Depende sa imong market. So during your discussion sa marketing plan, dapat consistent siya diri. So you may ibutang ninyo, kanibang good siya nga sample, ang market niya is household and the businesses. Yan, so naka-count ni siya. So gi-add lang na siya and then this is the base. Ang population man good na available sa iya is 2018. So he started in 2018. So etong base A is coming from here. Ang increase is based on another secondary data. This is computed as 15%. Mo na siya nakabutang diri. So this is depende siya kung unsa ang growth. So if the growth is, let's say sa population 2% lang, so 2% lang. This is just the base times 2%. And then the same formula here. I-drag lang na ninyo. Anyway, ang inyo lang butangan is kaninga part and the increase. And then the rest will follow mo. Follow na ng mga naka-formula man ni siya. And then, so what will you get for the demand figure? So, I understand, karon mo nag-prepare, so you are projecting for 2021. So, kaya ang gikuha diri na information is 2021. So, the projected demand is will start in 2021. So, kanigikan ni siya sa 21. Ayan, 87. Wait, nga pa ako. Sorry. Okay. So, ang basis an is 2021, 8732. So, kaya ito, 87. Kani ang gikuha. The purpose lang na nagsugod tag 2018 na computation is because para ma-predict nimo ang increase niya. So, this is the base plus the increase, that's 8732. Kaya ito yung basis ng projected population. Okay? So, mo na ni siya ang population nimo nga projection for years 2021 to 2023. Ma'am, 5 years ba inyong format or 3 years lang? Or wala pa mo nakaset?
Ang sa inyong gina-adapt, Ma'am Jen?
Ang among undergrad, ma'am, is 5 years. Kasi ang feasibility study kay 5 years na dapat. Pero sa grad school, 3 years lang. Pero I suggest 3 years lang ang ato ang.
Okay lang man 3 years, Miss Jen?
Sige po.
Okay lang.
Kasi actually, kung tutusin, ang importante lang man jud ana is ang year 1 because all others are assumptions na ang pila ang increase from year 1 to 2. So ang ginatanaw lang jud ana is year 1 lang. So dapat tama ang base year. Okay. Thank you, Ma'am Loribel. Okay. So
welcome, Miss Jen.
Apo. So, and next is your target market buying from the industry. So, if your population is in District 1 and the households, you cannot expect all of them to buy your product. So, since wala mo na, usually kasi this is coming from the survey. So, since wala mo nag-survey, you can just make assumptions. If you can possibly find a literature in the internet is i-attach lang ninyo ang reference under the references. Mas better siya. For me, manggod, mas reasonable ang business plan if you should always cite references kung asa ninyo ginakuha ang mga figures because ang panel ana will always be asa ni gikan ang 69, asa ni gikan ang kuan, di ba? But when you talk about figures, there will always be questions about where is this data coming from, even if it is a secondary data. So, yun. Pangita lang good mo sa internet naman may makita na bisag mga 2015 data, that's okay. So, kung pila lang ang or you can use, ang pinaka-safe is interview. So, you can just say you interviewed the owner or whatever. Basta, ganun. You have previous experience, your family is into this business already, you can use that information. Okay, and then the frequency of purchase. So, dili na kayo ko magkanang dwell diri. Basta ang frequency of purchase is discussed here. If you have questions regarding this, you can PM me. Ang ako alang yung concern sa frequency of purchase is always, naman ni siya formula. This is very easy. Although most people can't get this, no? bisag mga masters, malibog sila sa computation sa FOP. But since you did not have survey, wala agyapon may basis. So I suggest, mangita na lang po mo reference for FOP. So ang FOP is how many times sila mo palit sa imong product in 1 year. That is the meaning of FOP. So you always have to have practicality check. Usually kasi sa mga financial plan akong ginabuhat, I do not prepare man the demand supply, but I gina-check na ko kung tama ilang gina-prepare. Usually ang problem is dako ra kayo sila FOP because the question in the questionnaire is mali siya pagka hanay. So usually dako ra kaayo ang frequency of purchase. So you should always have practicality check. Let's say ang gawa sa computation is 109 something parehaan 109 times daw siya nagapalit. Ang customer pays, mo meaning ani, the frequency of purchase is how many times siya magpalit sa katuig. So let's say 109 nakabutan dira. So if your product is milk tea, so isipon jud nimo if 100 times magpalit og milk tea sa katuig kana. I-check jud ninyo yung practicality kung tama ba ang ano. So you since wala mo nag-survey, you can just make assumptions on this. Daghang data sa internet kung pila ka milk tea ilahang mapalit, say for example, milk tea in 1 year. And then you multiply this. So when you compute this, automatic na siya diri as a demand mga computation. So this page, mo ni siya mo gawa sa marketing plan. You don't need to compute this if you properly computed the demand part. Yan. And then after you compute for the demand, you compute for the supply. So where do you get this figure? This is from your direct and indirect competitors and kung pila ilahang volume per month. And then this is per month and then annual and then diri na siya gikan. So kanik kasi na data is 2019. So this is 2019. Ang increase niya is 5% per year. So sa 2020 is i-increase niya og 5%. So again, we use the 2021 data. Mo na siya 185. So, mo niya ang nasa iyang supply. 185. So, because of this, ito man kasi ang nasa marketing plan. These are presented in the appendices. Pero kaya lang, di ba, pag check ang panel sa marketing plan, ang una yun nilang ang question, you prepare the demand. Makitaan man nila, no? And then this one. So, kung ikaw ang panel mag-check, isipin mo, so, asa nigikan ang kani? So, that's why you have to naka-note dapat ang reference kung asa gikan yan. Ang demand is gikan sa appendix C, which is this one, and then kani ang parang ganun. Not necessarily nga appendix C ug digit ni ha, pero ang point nako is dapat naka-state ang reference ani nga table. I suggest na mag-appeal mo og demand supply for your business plan. Mas logical man good ang iyahang presentation. Anyway, yan po. So, kani will be computed, mag-compute na siya by itself, kay naka-formula ni siya. Yan, kana siya tanan. So, makita niyo mo diri kung pila ang percent na wala pa na-serve sa market. Yan. So, kumbaga, this part will be the part where you can say nga, feasible lagi ni siya ang ako ang market because naapay percentage na wala na-serve. Yan. But this is highly dependent whether or not you have computed your demand supply correctly. Okay. And then, diri mo pasok ang sales projection. Now, important points lang for, sales projection and then the project plus the supply. The projection, this one, plus the supply. Ito yung 185,334. And then this will compute your market share. Ba't wala niya siya nag-compute? Kasi, wait lang ha. So, ang meaning ani, 0.06% lang. Diba, during defense, you are proving sa panel na ma-profitable. This is a feasible project. That's why you're preparing the business plan proposal, diba? Yun man ang purpose. So, this report will prove this report will help you prove sa panel na feasible ang imong business. Yan. That's why this is a good report. Anyway, diri nimo ipasok ang imong projection. Now, this is where the projection is connected to the financial plan. So, dapat ang projection ni mo diri is similar to the quantity or volume nga imong gibutang sa imong sales projection. Now, common mistake, very common mistake jud ni siya sa mga naga-prepare og business plan. Ipakita na ako ha. Okay, important points. Okay, always cite references. Kung gikan sa PSA ang population, ibutang ninyo siya. Kung asa siya gikan, ibutang siya ang references. Bahalag asa siya gikan. And the next is the unit of measure, the demand supply. Okay, the unit of measure, the demand supply, and the sales projection should be the same. What do you mean by unit of measure? If ang imuhang ginabaligya is milk tea, so ang imuhang unit of measure ana is number of cups, diba? So meaning dapat ang kaning demand supply dire, sorry. Yan. Kaning demand nimo should be the number of cups. Minsan kasi ginagawa nila is tao ni siya, tao ni siya. This is not tao, this is the number of orders. Kasi mo man na imuhang ginabaligya. So, unsay ginabot ani usually, igbutang nimo kung pila ka book ilahang ginapalit in one order para mahimo siya. Kasi 'di ba sorry. That's why na siya frequency of purchase, no? Pero naman go instance nga tagduha ilang paliton sa kada isa nila nga palit. Kani kasi ang assumption aniw kaya wala siyang number of orders. Kay kaning target market buying from the industry tao man this is a household. And then ang frequency is the number of times sila. So, tao gihapon siya kung imo siyang i-multiply. Dapat i-convert nimo siya to number of, if you're computing for, let's say, milk tea mong business, the number of cups. So, kung duha ka cups ilang ma-order in a day, dapat ma-convert siya. Pero kung isa lang, okay lang man siya. So, ang point na nako is, ang unit of measure dapat sa demand is the same sa imuhang sales projection. You cannot be putting here, demand is you are referring to person. Ang supply kay volume man usually consistent man siya sa sales projection. Diri usually magmali sa demand supply. So dapat ma-convert ni siya into the same unit of measure diri, demand supply and sales projection. Okay. Yeah. So, dapat the same ang ilang unit of measure. And then, okay, the sales projection should be consistent with your market share computation. Later, ipakita na ko saan yung pag-compute ang sales projection. And then, you have to do practicality check for FOB. I mentioned this one kanina. Okay. So, mula na siya, basically, ang sa demand supply. Although we will focus more on financial plan. Another important thing is, dapat ang imuhang projection should not be more than sa pinakataas nga supply. So example, this one is, kani siya, this is the highest, diba? 72,000 for 1 year. 72,000, ano man nga business, water refilling man siya nga business. So, 72,000 ang highest. So, dapat ikaw, dili ka highest ani because you are not, bag-o man ka, new entrant man ka, so it's not logical na mas dako pa kang halin sa existing na nga pinakataas og sales. So, you can have this almost the same volume as the second one. Basta dili lang jud sa pinakataas. Yan, mo na siya, gina-check po na siya sa panel.